So, folks, the states have begun to reopen, and many are putting extreme rules and regulations in place that could actually do more harm to restaurants and other businesses that are struggling to just stay alive, from price controls, expensive fines, citations. So will these reopening efforts actually backfire? Joining me now, District Media President Beverly Hallberg. You know, Beverly, New York, wouldn't surprise you that New York is leading the way with a whole bunch of restrictions on these businesses, including price caps. That, to me, makes it stupid. Why reopen if you're not going to allow businesses to flourish?
Exactly. They talk about this being phase one, but when they have, as you just said, price caps, or even saying to restaurants, you can't operate unless people can sit outside. Well, Charles, you live in the New York area. You know how crowded it is. There isn't outside seating there in Washington, D.C., which opened today. So what you see, and I was even looking at a list of restaurants that actually opened, it's a very, very small list because many of them just can't operate with the restrictions that are being put in place by these phase one openings.
So, and on top of that, the citations, you know, already in New York City, for instance, they're already issuing citations, and, you know, it's been skewed. Apparently, last month, 81% of the folks who were cited for either not having a mask or being socially distanced were Black or Hispanic. They're only 50% of the population. You know, so I just think these cities like New York City, like San Francisco, whoever else wants to do this nonsense, not only have they probably stayed closed far too long, but now they're going to be so onerous on this that they're going to open up additional cans of worms that they can't afford at this point.
Absolutely. And look, when you talk about social distancing, when you talk about wearing face masks, what you're seeing in so many of these areas is actually neighbor turning on neighbor, getting really upset if you don't follow the rules that these elected officials have put in place. But when we take a look at other states that have reopened, you look at Georgia, for example, which got a lot of heat for opening up early. What we see in these states are actually numbers are staying pretty consistent or aren't spiking too much. What this shows us, we should have opened much sooner. So how many businesses have had to close permanently because elected officials did not actually take them into consideration? Because, by the way, Charles, these elected officials are making paychecks regardless of how long we close our doors. But the small businesses, as you know, they're not making money.
Beverly, you understand elected officials, and you explain, you know, you have a business where you try to help them communicate with the public. Is it just as simple as the fact that maybe many of them have mishandled this whole thing, and now they're just not sure on how to almost have a mea culpa, to say, listen, okay, we were wrong, let's play catch up. Instead, they're piling on the mistake after mistake.
Yeah, I don't think they want to go back and say, hey, maybe we don't look at this correctly. Maybe we've learned as the coronavirus pandemic has gone along, maybe the models were incorrect. But I think part of the fear that has been perpetuated out there is that the media from the beginning, many in the mainstream media, did look at this situation and say there's no way anybody could be around each other. I do think that the initial closing and social distancing was wise, but we've taken far too long to open back up. Hong Kong has been in the news for all the wrong reasons the past week because of China. But when you look at how they have handled this, they do wear masks, they do meet in small groups, not large groups, but they did not close down businesses. Beverly, I hope we learn from this.
Thank you. We've got to leave it there. Beverly, thank you very much.